So Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is only 5 months away. It's coming out December 5th, 2025. And the trailers for it definitely seems like it's leaning more into that, horror aspect because while I do enjoy that first movie, it's not really all that scary for being honest. There's only like a few scenes in the movie that I guess could be startling to some people. But yeah, the trailers for the second movie definitely seems like it's leaning more into the scariness of Five Nights at Freddy's. And everyone has been saying, people who are in the movie, they've been saying that the second movie is going to be more terrifying than the first movie, so that's nice. But we're not here to glaze about the FNAF 2 movie trailer. We are instead here to talk about the next movie that we're probably most likely going to be getting, and that is, of course, Five Nights at Freddy's 3. And that is because there is a rumor that has been going around that this movie could begin filming as early as October of this year. I'm here to talk about why I do not think that is going to be the case, and that would probably not be the smartest decision. And also, there's a part that I want to talk about with the Phantom animatronics, because there's a little something interesting that I want to talk about with the Phantom animatronics. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and dive into the Phantom animatronics and this, shoot date rumor that we've been getting right now. Alrighty, so here is the thing that I'm talking about. You can see right here it says Five Nights at Freddy's 3, and it says shoot date October 1st, 2025. Now, I don't really think that this is accurate because the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie comes out December 5th of this year, 2025. So, why would they shoot the third movie before the second movie even comes out? Because, it doesn't really line up all that well. And also, the other things that I was talking about, the Phantom animatronics, would they go the practical route? Because we know Blumhouse likes to use practical stuff when it comes to like effects and things like that, so that they can, save money on their budget and everything. But the Phantom animatronics, Bonnie, Chica, Freddy Foxy, all those guys, they aren't real. They are just hallucinations. So, it could probably be practical, because like I said, Blumhouse likes to use practical effects. But I don't know. That's just a little something that I like to think about, because they're only, like, usually when you see the Phantom animatronics in the third game, they're only there for like a couple seconds before they attack you. But as we know, the movies, they like to change up the lore and all that kind of stuff. So, I feel like maybe they would change it to where the Phantom animatronics are in the movie longer before they attack you, but they are still hallucinations. Because, of course, when the Phantom animatronics attack you in the game, you are still alive because they are hallucinations and they're not real. The only character in the pizzeria that is actually there is, of course, William Afton as Springtrap. So, it's kind of a fun little topic to talk about whether or not they would go the CGI route or the practical route. But it's Blumhouse, so they would probably go the practical route, and we would probably already have teasers for the third movie if it was starting to film on October 1st, because, last year when the second movie was starting to film, we had teasers of them building the animatronics. I made a whole separate video about it last year. It was around like August of last year when they were building the animatronics, and we were getting teasers and stuff because the movie was going to be filming in October of last year. So originally it was going to be in July of last year, but it ended up getting delayed till October. So we ended up getting the teasers for it around like the 10th anniversary of Five Nights at Freddy's. So if this movie were to begin filming on October 1st of this year, I feel like we would have teasers of them building the Phantom animatronics and all that, and also Springtrap, but I'm not sure if they would make a whole brand new Springtrap suit, because Springtrap is kind of just like the same costume as the Yellow Rabbit, but he's a bit more greener, and he's a bit more, I guess you could say, withered than the previous Spring Body suit, because the previous Spring Body suit that we've seen in the movies was, of course, that Yellow Rabbit suit, but it had like the, stains and stuff on the shoulder, whereas the Springtrap suit is obviously green, and it's like basically covered in stains and stuff, obviously, because it's been decaying for like the last, however long. So yeah, it's an interesting topic to discuss. I feel like the earliest this movie could begin filming is probably around February or March of next year, because they obviously want to see if the movie ends up doing well, because this time around they're not releasing the movie in streaming and theaters at the same time like they did with the first movie. That was one of the reasons why it only ended up making, I think, around 297, which I mean is still a pretty good, price, because that is like Blumhouse's highest, grossing film. So, it still ended up being a huge success. But I feel like if it was only in theaters, it maybe could have reached, it probably definitely would have reached over 300 million. Maybe it even could have cracked 400 million. But yeah, with the second movie only being in theaters, they want to see if it'll make around the same amount of the first movie before they start making the third movie, because that is what Jason Blum has said. He says if enough people show up for the second movie, then we'll make the third movie. So they wouldn't go ahead and start filming this third movie before the second movie even comes out. That I just don't think is going to happen. Like I said, the earliest this movie can start filming is probably around February or March of next year, so that it can probably come out around 2027. Or maybe the end of 2026, who knows. But yeah, I think pretty short video. Let's get wrap it up for this short little video here. But yeah, you guys can let me know how you think they would deal with the Phantom animatronics, because, like I mentioned, they like to change up the lore of the movies, so they could make it to where the Phantom animatronics have, like, a bigger presence in the movie than compared to the games, because, like I said, in the games, they're kind of just there for a few seconds and then attack you. So, in the movie, they could make them real, or they could make them hallucinations. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, that is going to wrap it up with a short little video. We are only 82 subscribers away from 700. We are at 618. So if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. And you guys let me know if you're looking forward to Five Nights at Freddy's 2 that's coming out later this year. I'm very much looking forward to it, and I can't wait for it to come out. But I think that's going to wrap it up for this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.